Recently, I watched Ye Jawani Hai Diwani once again, and there was this one scene which really touched my heart. Do you remember this scene where Aditi finally gets married? It's the final day of her marriage, and everyone is emotional for her farewell. Also, the same night, Bunny was about to fly back to his work, and the four friends finally part their ways after spending a good time with each other. This is where the most famous song, Kabira, starts to play. Something similar was my situation. I think we all can relate. You know that phase when your school life is about to come to an end and all your close friends, classmates finally move on to take different paths in life. After nearly spending your entire lifetime in a particular place with the same set of people around you almost every single day, and suddenly one fine day, everything just comes to an end. Some of your classmates study well, get good grades, and get into great colleges, while others join tier 2 and tier 3 colleges. And that's exactly when you hit the reality and you are no longer under the shelter or protection of your parents. It feels like a whole dream just came to an end, as though the world became upside down. At this point of my life, deep questions started to struck me about the meaning of life. What is the purpose? Was it all just for this? These questions were always in my head until one fine day the Bhagavad Gita came into my mind. I would have never imagined myself reading the Gita, but somehow the thought of reading it just got stuck into my mind. Till today, I have made many videos on the Gita just to keep myself disciplined and read the book. It almost took me 684 days to complete it. If I had to summarize it into few lessons, then they would be as following. In my 12th standard, I always wanted to study computer science engineering, and also it would be easy since my fourth subject at that time was CS in class 11th and 12th. And I really did not have high expectations. I just wanted to get into a decent, good engineering college within my city. But the reality just hits so hard and unfortunately it didn't happen. I get into a random college with EC as my branch, just hoping that I can someday switch into software somehow. Since my college was affiliated, I always had a lot of assignments, boring lectures, where always I used to zone out most of the time. From giving assignments right before the semester end exams and reading an outdated syllabus just for the sake of getting good marks. All these things were consuming my time, and I literally had no time to learn new skills. I felt like I was trapped, always frustrated, complaining about my college teachers, and it's the same case for many of the kids like me. The frustration and anger just keeps on building so high, knowing that your parents are spending their lifetime savings into your education, but only to realize that your whole college is wasted for next 4 years because of the education system in India, and upon that there is no guarantee of job. But something changed in me after reading the Gita. One of my batchmate came all along from West Bengal to study in our college. Initially, he had a lot of problems in finding PG for himself. He wasn't sure where he would have his next meal, how to arrange food every single day. Sometimes he would eat outside in the canteen or some hotel nearby, and eventually affecting his health. When he finally got into PG, he only realized that his roommates drank alcohol and disturbed him during exams. He is just one of those examples, and many students who come from small town to the cities only so that their parents can tell themselves that their child is studying in a college in a good city. They struggle to make their livelihoods in a big city of unknown people, arranging for food, leaving their house and friends from that small town, everything behind. In front of their problems and struggles, sometimes I feel ashamed of myself for complaining about my situation. It makes me feel grateful that I have someone who prepares lunch for me. I have a good place so that I can study well without disturbance. I have a scooty to travel to the college without waiting for buses for hours. Sometimes all you need is a change in your perspective and realizing that how lucky you actually are. Sometimes meeting these people make me realize that even my parents have been through the same situation. Both of my parents also come from small towns and started their early life with humble beginning. In fact, my grandparents, relatives, cousins, and all my extended family still live in small towns. I remember my mother telling her initial days of struggles of managing the house and traveling to work in the city. For someone who spoke Marathi her entire life and coming to Bangalore, where Kannada was the local language, she used to tell me how she struggled to adapt to a new language in a place full of new people. She used to travel with public buses and she couldn't read the bus routes or the numbers because most of them were written in Kannada. Sometimes in heavy rain late at night, she used to miss buses because of this reason. Also, my dad gave me everything he had just to make sure that I got the best education and sent me to the best school. I was never able to realize that my whole life was built on someone else's sacrifice. I only realized this when I read the Gita. Today I feel ashamed if I feel like complaining anything about my life. I think this change in my perspective is only because of the Gita. I used to be that guy who scrolled through reels for hours and hours, watching a lot of anime series, and I had almost completed the entire Naruto and many more. I used to follow almost every person whom I knew, even if I met them only once. I used to chat with my friends late at night, sending reels, texting people who wouldn't even make any difference in my life. It kind of became so common to me, heavy screen time and always distracted, not able to focus, etc. Fast forwarded to today, after reading the Gita, I realized something important. Don't waste your time trying to chase the butterflies, instead, build a garden. Today, I feel that I have a more clear vision and a goal. It has given me a goal so clear that I can tell myself what is important to me and what not. Anything that I feel is not related to my goal, I feel it's just a waste of time and energy. If you ask me where do I see myself in maybe 2 years, 4 years, or 10 years, I have the answer ready with me. So clear, sharp, and a focus to work towards it. They say you are the average of 5 friends around you. Trust me, I have friends who drink and smoke. But that has really not influenced me. Because my goal is clear, I know where I want to be and where do I see myself. Let go or be dragged. Let go or be left behind. Let go or be broken. Let go or stay trapped in life. Sometimes all you need to do is just let go. Let go of the past. Let go of the people whom you used to spend time with. Let go of the people not because you hate them, but to find yourself once again. Don't try to hold on to people, things, relationships that you have no control of. Holding on to them is just like holding on to a rope which has thorns on it. Before it hurts you, just let it go. Learn to let go of things which are out of your hands. Somewhere, this principle helped me overcome my social media addictions. I see many of the people today who follow some of their old friends whom they have not met for a long time but wish to be connected with them through social media. But this is where the vicious cycle keeps you stuck in your life. You start seeing your friends going to good places, spend vacations, eat good food, and hang out, indirectly setting a narrative that their life is fully perfect. And that's when you start to compare your life with theirs. It can be comparing on Instagram or maybe Snapchat or LinkedIn too. But in reality, maybe they are not as happy as you see. Maybe they are unhappy too. Maybe their relations are falling apart. Some may be having good relations, but lack in having a good career. Some may be very successful in their careers, but lack when it comes to relations. No one is perfect. Do you know Jai Shetty in one of his video in your 20s beautifully explains the principle of letting go. He says he wished to let go of things sooner before it was too late. He also says when you don't let go of something, it doesn't stop, it doesn't pause. If you don't let go of a person, they don't stop living. If you don't let go of a person, they don't stop doing whatever they are doing. Sometimes the only way to strengthen your own relationship with yourself is to disconnect and let go of someone else.